As the hunt and the search for the missing teenager Jay Slater in Tenerife continues, we bring you a news update and a report with further details in the story unravelling, and ask the question why there seems to be more inconsistencies than there are facts. Thank you for all joining me for yet another video at Just Gone Viral. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and a big thank you for all those who are new subscribers at the channel and for being part of the community. You make the channel what it is, so a big thank you, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Jay Slater, who is 19 from Lancashire, has now been missing on the island of Tenerife for a week, and we can now reveal that the fire brigade have now also been brought in as part of the search. Jay Slater's mother has also arrived in Tenerife to join the search, but the family members have been told to stay back and not participate by the Spanish authorities.
Southern Tenerife. Chris, morning to you. Each day that goes past gets more worrying for his family. What is the latest, Chris?
Well, after a false alarm yesterday of a sighting of Jay, at around 8 o'clock this morning, we saw the helicopters go overhead as the search has resumed in the Masca and Tenno Rural Park area for Jay, who has been missing since Monday morning. At the moment, the Guardia Civil are leading the operation, which includes mountain rescue teams. The fire brigade are now involved as well to search in ravines and valleys, as it's a very mountainous area. And they're also using drones and helicopters to look from the air to see if they can find anything that may lead to his whereabouts.
But there has been no mention of other family members attending, such as Jay's brother Zach and his father, until now. The first inconsistency in this report is that Jay's brother Zach is aged 21, yet in another news report, he's aged as 24. Now you could appreciate if this was just a year out, such as 22, or maybe the other direction as 20, but 24 and 21 is quite a strange and distant number.
So it's a very concerning situation for everyone involved, but especially his family and friends.
And his mum, we think, is out there, Chris. Is she literally with the police, or what is she actually doing?
Yes, Debbie arrived on the first plane out of Manchester. The friends and family are trying to organise search teams as well. However, the police have asked them if they can just leave them to do their job.
I just want my body back, that's it. So, I just want my body back.
Something that was odd and caught my attention that I found very strange is when Jay Slater's father and his brother Zach attended Tenerife and were interviewed on TV. Zach didn't speak one word, but the expression on his face spoke 1,000 words. It resembled something of when a parent said something that was inappropriate, or maybe when you turned up to the wrong party. But one thing is for sure, this was not natural. Then there is the concerns of the GoFundMe account that was set up by Lucy May. Yet the woman interviewed was Lucy Law. We were told that the GoFundMe account was to help financing the trip for accommodation and for the search for Jay Slater. Yet recently in a press release, the mother has stated that none of the money has been touched, and in fact they are paying for all the costs and expenses themselves. This raises eyebrows and questions as to the fact that if they were paying for the expenses themselves, what was the need for the £30,000? Then there is the criminal past and background of Jay Slater and the machete attack. This has still not been brought to light in the public media and is still not spoken about to date. Yet many have said that this is not relevant as it was in August 2021, but the sentencing was only last year, and if someone has a vendetta and a revengeance for the sentence that he received, this would make sense. Some of you have expressed your comments in the comment section that when I covered the Jay Slater machete attack on their victim Thomas Hilton, I didn't give a balanced background and a story with regards to the character of Thomas Hilton and his colourful convictions. So here's a brief overlay. He was a teenager who tried to break into a property before going on to steal a car and taking police on a 70-mile-an-hour police chase through the streets of East Lancashire. He even goaded police officers about their driving skills when they eventually found him hiding in the woods in Accrington. Thomas Hilton, who's now 19, attempted to break into a house last year in February on the 12th. Thomas Hilton had broken into a home where the occupants were asleep, using a screwdriver. The occupants woke in the morning to let their dog out, who returned barking, and they thought something was strange. It was only when they looked out the front of their window they realised their car had been stolen. The court heard how police were called and were given the number plate of the stolen vehicle, and at around 10:40 p.m. the car was spotted driving at speeds through Rishton and was followed by police officers who turned their blue lights on and indicated it for it to stop. However, instead of pulling over, Thomas Hilton continued to speed from the officers, reaching speeds of more than 70 miles per hour in 30 mile an hour speed zones. He drove at excess speeds down the wrong way of streets and also took a blind corner, narrowly missing another driver. At sentencing at Preston Crown Court, Thomas Hilton of Cliff Street, Rishton, was jailed for 14 months, disqualified from driving for 25 months, and must sit an extended retest if he wants his licence back. Another prominent figure, and some of you may be familiar with, who will raise concerns and should make you wonder every time this man is involved in a particular case, is no other than everybody's popular narrative spin doctor, Mark Williams Thomas. Although Mark Williams Thomas is an ex-Metropolitan Police officer and set up a company in the aid of protection of children, it seems whenever there is a case that is in the public eye, that is surrounded by scrutiny and public opinion, you can always count on Mark Williams Thomas to give you the narrative that they want. The now self-proclaimed Nicola Bully investigator, who as far as I remember didn't investigate anything, but what he did do was allowed to attend the inquest and the funeral to then report back to the public and give a narrative that they wanted pushed. Furthermore, Mark Williams Thomas claims to have helped in the case of missing Madeleine McCann and also exposing Jimmy Savile's crimes, although this isn't true as he is aware of Jimmy Savile's crimes and only exposed them after his death, according to the order. If you are confused and discombobulated by what I mean by the order, have a look and research into the Order of the Malta Brotherhood and you'll know exactly what I mean. Then there was the anonymous posts on Facebook, which I will take with a pinch of salt only because this is on social media and not backed up or verified by any mainstream media. I will leave the pictures up for you which you are free to pause and read for yourselves, but like I say, take these with a pinch of salt. Although I say to take the information in the Facebook posts with a pinch of salt, the story and the scenario that they present is not that far-fetched. I used to know someone who was a holiday rep in Ibiza, and amongst him and his friends of the holiday reps, they would sell narcotics to the clubbers. From the money that he made, he was only allowed to bring £2,500 back into the UK in cash before it was taxed. So what he would do is pay for the 4 holiday reps returning flights back to the UK and give them £2,500 in cash each. This amounted to £10,000, for which he paid 0 tax. We can now reveal, as of the 25th of the 6th, 2024, that the GoFundMe target for £30,000 has now been reached. It will be very interesting to see how this money is spent, and if Jay Slater is found, will the money be returned, although I fear it will not. The latest shocking revelation also is that Jay Slater's Instagram account has been accessed several times since his disappearance. I will leave you with these thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. At the end of the day, we're all entitled to our own opinions, expressions, and our thoughts. I have always had my reservations with regards to the authenticity of this case, and that the information being presented to us is true and correct. I understand people do believe that Jay Slater is missing and want to find him, and that the information they are being told is true and correct, and you're entitled to believe what you like, but just don't expect me to believe the same. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button, and if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button and be part of the community and the family. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.